Dealers are facing an overwhelming oversupply of certain car models that just aren't selling, and to clear their lots, they're offering jaw-dropping discounts of up to 80% on these specific vehicles. From once hot SUVs to luxury sedans and compact crossovers, cars that were expected to be hits are now piling up, forcing dealerships to take drastic action. So what's causing this massive inventory crisis? Is it design flaws, soaring interest rates, or simply too much competition? Let's dive in and reveal the models dealers are desperate to offload at unbelievable prices you won't want to miss. Nissan Rogue, from bestseller to dust collector. With over 100,000 unsold 2024 Nissan Rogues collecting dust on dealership lots, this former bestseller has become a serious headache for dealers. For years, the Rogue was Nissan's prized compact SUV, moving quickly and loved by families seeking both reliability and value. But now, dealerships are stuck with a surplus that could last nearly 120 days if sales remain this sluggish. So what went wrong? The compact SUV market has become ultra competitive, with every brand introducing new models that make the Rogue's once popular design feel outdated. Nissan made a high-stakes gamble, overproducing in hopes that the Rogue would maintain its dominance. But as gas prices and interest rates rise, budget-conscious buyers are less willing to commit to a brand that no longer stands out. A frustrated dealer explained, "The Rogue used to be an easy sell, but now I can't even give them away." If you're considering a compact SUV, this oversupply might mean a massive deal on a Rogue. Dealers are offering discounts up to 80%, hefty rebates, and 0% financing options to clear their bloated inventory. But if Nissan's bestseller is struggling this much, what does it mean for other compact SUVs? Hyundai Tucson, lost in a sea of crossovers. The Hyundai Tucson is another surprising entry in this list. Known for its sleek design, innovative technology, and Hyundai's industry-leading warranty, the Tucson should be selling like hotcakes. Yet, with a 90-day supply piling up on dealer lots, Hyundai's compact crossover is failing to find its footing. What's holding it back? Hyundai had high expectations for the Tucson, ramping up production and setting prices that positioned it as a top competitor. But this strategy may have backfired. In a market bursting with compact crossovers, the Tucson struggles to distinguish itself. Even worse, its high price tag, up to $40,000 for a fully loaded model, has priced it out of its category, pushing buyers to consider entry-level luxury options instead. One disappointed shopper commented, "I looked at the Tucson, but at that price, I can get something more upscale." To salvage the Tucson's performance, Hyundai is offering aggressive discounts up to 50%, including rebates of up to $2,500 and 0% financing on select models. The big question is whether these discounts can offset Hyundai's gamble, or if the Tucson is destined to fade away. With compact SUVs struggling, what's happening with larger vehicles like full-size trucks? Ram 1500, the pickup truck slump. Even the Ram 1500, a perennial favorite in the pickup market, is feeling the sting of oversupply. With over 8,000 units languishing on dealership lots, the full-size truck that once dominated its segment now finds itself in a bind. For a vehicle that used to practically sell itself, the slowdown is a troubling sign. Dealers, usually counting on Ram trucks as a safe bet, are now struggling to move their stock. One dealer shared, "I have rows of Ram 1500s just sitting there. It's unreal. We used to sell these things instantly." Overconfidence in the truck market led Ram to ramp up production, only for the market to cool, leaving the company with more inventory than demand. Rising interest rates and fuel costs are also playing a role, making large trucks less appealing to cost-conscious buyers. For those looking to buy, this surplus could translate into savings. With discounts rolling in, dealers are practically begging buyers to take a Ram 1500 off their hands. Deals are so compelling they might even entice Ford and Chevy loyalists to give Ram a shot. But as trucks struggle, what does this mean for even more niche models like minivans? Chrysler Pacifica, the minivan nobody wants. The Chrysler Pacifica, once a reliable go-to for families, is now turning into a major problem for dealers. With more than 11,000 unsold units of the 2024 model, the Pacifica has been left behind in a market where SUVs are stealing the spotlight. What happened to the minivan era? Once considered essential for large families, minivans like the Pacifica are now seen as outdated, with today's families leaning toward SUVs for both style and practicality. The Pacifica offers the functionality families need, but it also carries the soccer mom image that many buyers now want to avoid. A former Pacifica owner remarked, "It's just not cool anymore. Everyone wants an SUV, it's more practical and doesn't feel like a family van." Yet for buyers who aren't swayed by trends, the Pacifica's situation could mean unbeatable deals. With prices slashed and dealers eager to move their inventory, it's a bargain that may be hard to resist. If SUVs are pushing minivans off the lot, what's happening with higher-end, more luxurious models? Jeep Compass, stuck in neutral on dealer lots. Why is the Jeep Compass, an SUV built for adventure, gathering dust instead of hitting the trails? Known for its rugged brand image, Jeep has long been synonymous with off-road capability, but with a jaw-dropping 327-day supply of Jeep Compass models sitting unsold, something has clearly gone wrong. The Compass should be an appealing option, especially for younger buyers looking for a compact, adventurous SUV. Yet the compact SUV market has become intensely competitive, and the Compass seems to be losing its edge. Even the allure of the Jeep badge isn't enough to drive buyers away from competitors like the Toyota RAV4 and Honda CR-V, which offer similar capabilities but with better fuel economy, lower maintenance costs, and superior tech features. One Jeep dealer explained, "People come in for the Jeep name, but they leave with something else when they realize the Compass just isn't stacking up." Jeep is responding by offering massive incentives, including rebates, low APR financing, and even lease deals designed to lure customers back. But the Compass's struggles reflect deeper challenges for Jeep. If an iconic off-road brand can't sell its models, what does that mean for the future of SUVs in a market increasingly favoring luxury and practicality? BMW 5 Series, a former king losing its crown. The BMW 5 Series was once the undisputed ruler of the midsize luxury sedan segment, a car that represented power, class, and the ultimate driving experience. But with a 387-day supply sitting unsold on dealer lots, the 5 Series is struggling in a way that would have been unthinkable just a few years ago. So why has the 5 Series fallen from grace? One significant factor is the recall over issues with steering and brakes, a serious concern that shook consumer confidence. A buyer dropping over $65,000 on a car expects perfection, and any recall, especially for critical components, makes them think twice. But it's not just the recall haunting BMW. The luxury sedan market itself has shifted, with buyers leaning more toward SUVs that offer similar luxury and more practicality. As a result, BMW is slashing prices on the 5 Series, with discounts that were once unheard of for this model. But with consumer trust shaken, can BMW convince buyers to return to a car that once defined the brand? The situation begs the question, if BMW's stalwart sedan is struggling this much, what about smaller luxury cars? Mini Cooper 4-door. When style isn't enough. The Mini Cooper 4-door, an icon of British motoring and a model that once flew off the lot, is now one of the slowest selling cars on the market. There's currently a 337-day supply of these vehicles just sitting around. What's causing this tiny car's big inventory problem? While the Mini brand is all about style and individuality, today's buyers seem to be prioritizing space and practicality over charm. Compact SUVs offer more room and practicality, often at a comparable price, making it hard for buyers to justify spending over $37,000 on a small car with limited space. One Mini salesperson noted, "People love the Mini's personality, but when it comes down to it, they'd rather buy something more practical." The Cooper's reputation for costly repairs and its BMW connection, despite the fun factor, make buyers think twice. With discounts on the 4-door model rising, Mini is hoping to attract buyers who are willing to trade space for style. But can Mini maintain its iconic status if practicality continues to win over style in the market? With compact cars struggling, what's happening with larger luxury SUVs? Jeep Grand Wagoneer L, a luxury SUV missing the mark. The Jeep Grand Wagoneer L, a massive luxury SUV priced at over $110,000, was intended to be Jeep's grand entrance into the premium market. But with nearly a year's worth of these luxury SUVs sitting unsold on dealer lots, the Grand Wagoneer L is facing a serious identity crisis. For years, Jeep has been known for rugged off-road vehicles, and the Grand Wagoneer L was supposed to blend that capability with high-end luxury. But Jeep's attempt to move into the luxury SUV space has left many buyers feeling unsure. Despite its premium features, the Grand Wagoneer L still feels more like a Jeep than a luxury brand. Competing against established luxury giants like Range Rover and Cadillac, it's a tough sell. One buyer summed it up, "I love Jeep, but for that price, I expect a more refined luxury experience than what the Grand Wagoneer L offers." Jeep dealerships are now offering substantial incentives to try to move the Grand Wagoneer L, hoping that discounts will attract buyers who might not have considered it before. But Jeep's struggle to break into the luxury market could mean a major rethink for the brand. If this massive SUV can't gain traction, what does that mean for Jeep's future in premium vehicles? BMW i7, the luxury EV that isn't moving. How could BMW's flagship electric sedan, the i7, be gathering dust on dealership lots? The i7, a top-of-the-line electric vehicle with a sticker price of around $128,000, was supposed to be BMW's answer to the growing demand for luxury EVs. But instead of flying off the lot, the i7 is sitting unsold, with enough inventory to last almost 2 years. What went wrong? At first glance, the i7 should be a runaway success. It's packed with cutting-edge technology, a luxurious interior, and a bold, attention-grabbing design. But for many buyers, that massive front grille and polarizing aesthetic don't fit the understated elegance they expect from a luxury brand. Beyond design issues, BMW's flagship EV falls short on range, managing only 318 miles per charge, a number that simply doesn't stack up against competitors that push past 350 miles. One industry insider commented, BMW's i7 had all the hype, but it seems like they overestimated the market for such a specific EV model. This luxury sedan's slow sales are forcing BMW into uncomfortable territory, with speculation growing about possible price cuts or new feature incentives to spur demand. If you've got deep pockets and a taste for bold design, now might be the time to grab an i7 at a serious discount. But with the i7 struggling, how are other performance-focused luxury models holding up? BMW XM, when a bold bet misses the mark. BMW went big with the XM, a hybrid performance SUV meant to showcase the brand's M division capabilities in the luxury SUV space. But this $159,000 model is struggling to attract buyers, with a staggering 544-day supply currently sitting on dealership lots. Designed as a statement piece, the XM was meant to be a crown jewel for BMW enthusiasts looking for power, luxury, and prestige in one package. So why is this SUV gathering dust? BMW took a major design risk, with the XM giving it a flashy, aggressive look that's been hit or miss with potential buyers. For many, the unique styling is a bit too far removed from the classic BMW design language they know and love. Add to that the hefty price tag, and buyers start wondering if the XM is truly worth the investment. As one longtime BMW fan put it, it's like they designed the XM for a niche market within a niche market. I love BMWs, but the XM just doesn't feel like one. The XM's poor sales performance is creating ripples within BMW's M division, which had hoped the model would solidify its place in the luxury performance SUV market. Instead, the XM has become an expensive lesson in market misjudgment. BMW dealers are now offering discounts that were unheard of just months ago. If you've been eyeing a performance SUV, the XM's inventory crisis might mean the deal of a lifetime. But if even BMW's high-end models are struggling, what does this say about the broader luxury market? Fiat 500e, the tiny EV America doesn't want. The Fiat 500e, a small electric car designed for city driving, should be a practical choice for eco-conscious urban buyers. Yet, this Italian EV is languishing in dealerships, with a 500-day supply and over 1,000 units unsold. Fiat expected the 500e to carve out a niche in the US market, but it appears Americans aren't embracing this tiny EV. Why is this city car failing to connect? The 500e's biggest challenge may be its size. In a country where trucks, SUVs, and crossovers dominate, the 500e feels more like a novelty than a practical option. Although it's priced around $34,000, potential buyers often feel they're not getting enough bang for their buck, especially when larger EVs with better range are available at similar prices. One prospective buyer put it bluntly, the 500e feels like a toy car, and for $34,000, I can get something more substantial and safer. Fiat's reputation for reliability, or lack thereof, hasn't helped the 500e's case either. Consumers are hesitant to invest in a brand that doesn't have a strong track record in the US. Despite its trendy Italian styling, the 500e's limited range and high cost have made it a tough sell. Fiat dealers are now under pressure to slash prices or add incentives just to move units off the lot. Will Fiat's American EV experiment fizzle out, or can it turn the 500e into a success story? Jaguar XF, the luxury sedan stuck in limbo. What happened to the Jaguar XF, once a symbol of British elegance and performance? With a jaw-dropping 315-day supply of Jaguar XFs gathering dust on dealer lots, it's clear that this luxury sedan is having a tough time finding buyers. Jaguar has struggled to maintain relevance in an incredibly competitive luxury market dominated by BMW and Mercedes, so why has the XF fallen out of favor? The XF's steep price tag of nearly $60,000 is only part of the problem. Potential buyers are wary due to past reliability issues, and Jaguar's push toward becoming an electric brand hasn't helped. Consumers see the XF as a model from an era Jaguar is quickly trying to leave behind, and that perception doesn't inspire confidence. One former Jaguar owner put it bluntly, "Why would I spend that much on a model Jaguar is practically abandoning." Jaguar dealers are desperately slashing prices, hoping to appeal to bargain hunters. But with BMW and Mercedes offering reliable, high-tech options at competitive prices, the XF is fighting an uphill battle. The question is, will Jaguar's push toward electrification come too late to save its sedans, or will the XF find a new lease on life through heavy discounts? And if luxury sedans are struggling this much, how are performance sedans faring? Ford Edge, the midsize SUV that's stuck. Ford's Edge, once a reliable midsize SUV option for families, is now struggling to move off dealership lots. With a significant supply of unsold 2024 models piling up, the Edge is finding it harder to compete in a crowded market. While it offers a comfortable ride and decent technology, the model's design and features have not evolved quickly enough to stay relevant. With newer competitors like the Ford Explorer, Toyota Highlander, and Hyundai Santa Fe boasting more advanced tech and better fuel efficiency, the Edge is now an aging contender. The lack of standout features combined with rising interest rates and gas prices is forcing Ford to offer generous discounts and financing offers. While this may be a great deal for buyers, it highlights how quickly the midsize SUV segment can shift, leaving long-established models struggling to maintain their appeal. Chevrolet Malibu, the sedan nobody wants. Once a top choice for buyers seeking a family-friendly sedan, the Chevrolet Malibu has now fallen out of favor in the current market. With SUV sales skyrocketing and sedans losing their grip, Chevrolet is left with piles of unsold Malibu models. The Malibu's aging design and lack of innovative features make it less appealing compared to more modern competitors like the Honda Accord or Toyota Camry. Although the Malibu is known for its comfortable ride and good fuel economy, it fails to stand out in an era where consumers prioritize versatility and higher driving positions found in SUVs. Despite aggressive price cuts and rebates, Chevrolet is struggling to rejuvenate interest in the Malibu. This shift represents the broader trend in the market, where sedans are struggling to compete with the growing demand for crossovers and SUVs. Toyota Avalon, a full-size sedan in a shrinking market. The Toyota Avalon, long known for its comfort, spacious interior, and high-end features, is another full-size sedan facing an inventory crisis. With the rise of SUVs and crossovers, demand for large sedans has plummeted, and Toyota's Avalon has not escaped the consequences. The model's declining sales reflect the broader trend of consumers moving away from traditional sedans and opting for more practical and versatile vehicles. Despite its high-quality build and premium features, the Avalon no longer appeals to the masses. Its size and price point, while attractive to some, make it less competitive against midsize SUVs that offer similar interior space with better overall utility. With discounts and rebates becoming more common, Toyota is trying to clear its Avalon inventory, but it's unclear if the model will be able to survive in an SUV-dominated market. Honda Passport, outpaced by competitors. The Honda Passport, a mid-size SUV that once appealed to those looking for a rugged, spacious vehicle, is now facing difficulties in a highly competitive market. Although the Passport offers solid performance in a large interior, it has been overshadowed by newer, more efficient models. With fuel economy and advanced tech features becoming a major focus for consumers, the Passport's lack of significant updates has left it behind. Competing models like the Toyota 4Runner, Ford Edge, and Hyundai Santa Fe are offering better features, technology, and performance, making it harder for the Passport to find its place in the market. Despite Honda's efforts to attract buyers with rebates and financing options, the vehicle's sales slump indicates that the Passport's traditional appeal may no longer be enough to keep it competitive. Alfa Romeo Giulia, the Italian sedan losing its way. The Alfa Romeo Giulia, an Italian performance sedan with racing pedigree, has found itself stalled on American dealer lots, with over 1,000 units unsold and a 323-day supply waiting for buyers. While Alfa Romeo hoped the Giulia would capture the hearts of performance enthusiasts, the model has struggled to stand out in a market dominated by German brands. So what's driving this stockpile? One of the biggest concerns for buyers is reliability. Alfa Romeo's reputation for maintenance issues and rapid depreciation has made potential customers hesitate. For a car priced in the upper-tier luxury segment, buyers expect both performance and peace of mind, two things the Giulia has struggled to provide. A recent buyer noted, "I love the Giulia's style, but I can't justify the repair costs when I can get a more reliable German sedan for the same price." Alfa Romeo is now offering financing deals and price cuts to entice buyers, but for many, the brand's uncertain future in the US is a major drawback. With buyers increasingly hesitant to invest in a car that may lose value quickly, the Giulia's road ahead looks bumpy. This dilemma raises the question, can Alfa Romeo turn things around, or will the Giulia's inventory crisis deepen the brand's struggle in the American market? Dodge Hornet, a crossover that can't connect. The Dodge Hornet, a new entry in the compact crossover segment, was supposed to bring some muscle to a crowded field. However, the Hornet has become a massive headache for Dodge dealers, with almost a year's supply sitting unsold. For a vehicle that was meant to attract a fresh wave of Dodge enthusiasts, this level of inventory surplus is shocking. Why isn't the Hornet selling? The Hornet faces several challenges. For one, Dodge isn't known for compact crossovers, and shifting consumer perceptions can be difficult. Then there's the price. With some models priced around $25,000, buyers are opting for better-known brands with more experience in the crossover market. Add in recent recalls and reported issues, and it's no wonder potential customers are looking elsewhere. A Dodge dealer confided, "We were excited about the Hornet, but it's clear buyers just aren't connecting with it." To clear their inventory, Dodge dealers are cutting prices significantly, even dropping below $25,000 in some cases. For buyers who don't mind the risk, this could be a good opportunity to snag a deal. But for Dodge, the Hornet's struggle reflects a larger problem: how to redefine a brand known for muscle cars in a market dominated by SUVs and crossovers. With the Hornet in trouble, will Dodge's attempt to break into the crossover market ultimately fizzle out? Thanks for tuning in to our deep dive into the surprising car inventory crisis of 2024. With an oversupply affecting everything from luxury sedans to rugged SUVs and compact crossovers, it's clear that dealerships are feeling the pressure. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, now is the time to shop smart and take advantage of the huge discounts on these unsold models. Remember, these inventory buildups aren't just a temporary sale event. They reveal deeper changes in consumer preferences and market trends. Keep an eye on what's happening in the automotive industry, as today's discounts could signal tomorrow's market shifts. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any updates on the latest in the car world. Stay tuned for more insights and happy car hunting.